Now to talk about one of the historical restaurants in the Pittsburgh region, the Hyeholde Restaurant, and many people have gone there over the years and enjoyed delicious food, and it's just been great. And we're happy to have with us, and honored to have with us this morning, the new owner of the Hyeholde. His name is Christopher O'Brien. I'm guessing that's an Irishman.
Yeah,
Is that a name like Christopher O'Brien? Is that an Irish name?
Irish, absolutely.
Very good. So we're going to be expecting big things from you on St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yes.
Corned beef and cabbage, is that going to be a favorite specialty of yours?
I do like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, tell us a little bit about Christopher O'Brien, and we'll get to owning the Hyeholde in just a second. But your history as a chef.
So, I started to enjoy cooking in my early teens. 14 years old. I was before cooking was the cool hip thing to do, and used to watch segments of Julia Childs, and got me interested in cooking, and started to entertain the idea, going to Beatty Technical School as I was going to high school, and kind of fell in love with it there.
Yeah, from Julia Child to Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah,
were you a fan of Anthony Bourdain?
I was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his shows very much.
What would you say is your style in the kitchen?
I would say New American, classic country French techniques with influence with a lot of local farm-raised products, and keeping things seasonally with a good representation of some of the things we do on the property, like our honey, our vegetables, our fresh herbs.
You get them locally?
We get them locally. We have 3 beehives on the property, which is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And we pick a lot of fresh herbs on the property daily. We grow a couple things seasonally, but we have pear trees and berry bushes, so that's all.
Very cool.
Things.
Yeah.
We're very unique in that fact that we sit on almost 5 acres of property, so we have a lot of space that we're very fortunate to have.
Yeah. And there's a lot to be said nowadays for farm to fork type restaurants.
Yeah, we try. I'm a very big believer in supporting local farmers and what they do. They have, kind of the pride that the chefs do.
Sure. And the idea, the Hyeholde, when I introduced it, I said it's a historical restaurant in the Pittsburgh area. Can you tell us about that and how you came about owning it?
So yeah, it's we just celebrated our 85th anniversary in October. A lot of restaurants aren't fortunate enough to celebrate 5 years, let alone 85 years. It's been a family run business. Barbara McKenna, who had just sold me the restaurant in this past month, had owned it for the past 30 years. Prior to that, her father had built the restaurant 85 years ago. It was their home as well as a restaurant. And it's a very special place for me. I started back in 93 there as a young kid, and I learned a lot. It's a very unique place where you can actually go to work and be excited to go to work each and every day, and you're learning and you're challenged each and every day to become better. So it's very special.
Yeah. So what are some of the challenges for you in taking over the restaurant?
Oh wow, it's
besides financial, of course.
Well, you have the financial, but you want to keep your employees, you want to engage them, and it's such a hard time right now to find good quality people. We're so extremely fortunate to have such a wonderful staff and people that are engaged, and they want to drink the Kool-Aid, and they want to know what's going on, and they want to be challenged, and they want to get better. To retain those people is so very special. But then to actually grow the business and do special events, and have guests have their wedding with us, and have their special dinners with us and anniversaries. to market the restaurant properly is a big challenge for us moving forward in this challenging time when restaurants are fighting to stay alive.
Right. And how would you describe it? Because when I think of the Hyeholde, I'm thinking elegant, I'm thinking quaint, I'm thinking so many different things to go into it. And you don't get this kind of experience just anywhere.
No, it's definitely not a place where you're gonna hurry up, grab a quick meal, and go to a show. It's an evening. It's an experience. We get the typical anniversaries and birthdays and that, but we're getting more and more young professionals, people that want to come in that and I hate the term foodies, but they're foodies and they're really excited about food. I mean, the whole wave over the past 15 to 20 years of Food Network and things has really brought people who wanna know more about food, and they want to be able to cook at home, and they want to actually, we have a very cool thing at the restaurant, which is the chef's table in the kitchen, where you get to eat a 7 to 8 course meal and served by myself and my chefs, and you get to see all the craziness that's going on. Everybody's thinking that there's going to be a lot of screaming and Gordon Ramsay craziness going on, but yeah, it's it's calm, quiet, and people are focused on what they're putting out.
And coming to you were in the kitchen, you were chef for the last how many years?
So I had originally started back in '93, and through 2010 I was a cook, and then I became chef. And then I left for 11 years, and then I came back 2 years ago because of COVID. COVID hit, and restaurants were opening and closing, and I just kind of found my way back to the restaurant, and it really is very meaningful to me.
Very good. And we'll talk about some of the specialties and special events you said that will be coming up. We'll talk more. Our guest is Christopher O'Brien, the new owner and chef of the Hyeholde Restaurant, and more coming up on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Is back with the Bucks, and Beaver County Radio is back for our 75th season of spring training baseball. Set your radio dial to WBVP, WMBA, 99.3 FM or 95.7 FM, and listen to Pirates baseball all spring as Andrew McCutcheon prepares for his triumphant return to the Bucks. Pirates spring training baseball is presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System and Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com, invite you to tune in to Sounds of Faith. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 for a mix of the best sacred music of all time. Sounds of Faith is brought to you by Crawford Tire and Beaver, the William Murphy Funeral Home, City Rescue Mission, MRS Physical Therapy, Circle of Friends, J&J Spratt Funeral Home, and Rome Monument and Inspirational Gifts. Sounds of Faith, uplifting, relaxing, and inspiring radio. Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
Christopher O'Brien is our guest. He is the new owner and chef at Hyeholde Restaurant, and took over how many months ago?
5 weeks ago.
About 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So this is all very new to you.
It is. It's new and exciting.
And the previous owner, is she still there to kind of help you along?
Oh yeah, she's she does flowers. She is now dines at the restaurant, but doesn't have all the headaches that go along with it.
Yeah. And so what inspired you to want to take it over?
Just the fact that, I kind of grew up there. The restaurant means so much to me as far as what we do. I believe in what we do, and I'm excited about all this upcoming things that we have, growing the business and moving forward. Hopefully, celebrating many more anniversaries at the restaurant.
Yeah. What are the things that you want to be known for? Dishes or anything like that? Do you have a specialty?
Well, I believe in all all the things we do. I'm incredibly passionate about sourcing seasonal products. I'm extremely passionate about making sure that each dish has its own kind of identity, personality, and kind of is a shining star on our menu.
Has the Pittsburgh palate changed over the years? Back in the old days of steel and manufacturing, we were meat and potatoes type people. Has that changed?
I think it has. We're still a meat and potatoes town, and we're proud of that. But at the same time, I think Pittsburgh diners have become very educated over. They know good. They knew good food. They knew good quality, and as a restaurant owner now, in order to stay successful and relevant in the restaurant industry, you have to continuously understand what the Pittsburgh diner's looking for, and they want something. When they come to Hyeholde, they want an experience. They want to dine. They want to have something different. We have an incredible amount of variety on our menu. There's not too many places you can get local Elysian Field Farm lamb and pan roasted elk, strip loin, prime beef, fresh fish from a local place in Seven Springs, Laurel Hill, Eichner Farms in Wexford. These are all things that I've been to the farms. I've met the owners and the farmers, and I've developed a relationship with them over the years. And I have as much pride in belief in serving their product as they do in raising it.
So Pittsburgh is a more sophisticated diner.
It is. It's people still want their steak and potatoes, but yet they want to have quality food, and they want to be able to have something different that they can't have just anywhere.
Yeah. And in terms of a dining experience, there are more vegans and vegetarians to try and take care of now more than ever.
There are. I think that it's one of the things that we try to. We just had Saturday evening. We had a chef's table for 4 in the kitchen, and one of them was vegan. So that's an extreme challenge to a chef who loves steak and sauces and game products. To treat that person with as much care and give them as much attentive detail and respect their dietary wishes. So we take that on as a challenge, and we take it on as her meal is just as important to everybody else's in our dining room. So we're excited about doing that. My wife was a vegetarian for many years, and I know how important it is to her.
Is it a place, because we've been there for our anniversary in the past, and you had to make reservations, is it still that much in demand where if you're coming on, especially on a weekend, you're going to want to make reservations?
Fridays and Saturdays for sure. Reservations during the week are preferred, but not required. But we don't get a lot of walk-ins. It's a destination. It's a special occasion restaurant, and you're not going to Hyeholde for a quick bite before a show. You're going there for the evening. You're going there for the experience. You're gonna sit and dine with us for 2 hours.
It's a special experience.
It is. It's a really special experience. With the ambiance is incredible. The service is impeccable. We take a lot of great pride in that.
So it's a special experience, and you're going to want to dress for that special experience.
Yeah, it's casual dress attire, button-up shirt, pair of slacks. You don't have to put a suit and tie on. We want you to be comfortable as you're coming into our home to enjoy a meal.
And you'll have menu items, but will you also have special items at different times during the week?
We're always challenging ourselves with new specials, trying out new dishes, and things that we're proud of. We run as dinner features, whether it be a small plate or an entree, and we do that almost every night.
And what about desserts? You know, do you want to say
We
for
have
dessert?
we have one of the best pastry chefs in Pittsburgh. I think that Zach is incredibly talented, and he makes everything from scratch, from our breads and crackers every day to ice creams, sorbets, seasonal specials, which I'm extremely fortunate to have him.
And we're talking with Christopher O'Brien. He is the owner and chef, the new owner and chef at the Hyeholde Restaurant. Just took over 5 weeks ago. In terms of vision, you want to continue the experience, you want to continue the history of it, but you're also going to be adding your own flourishes along the way.
Yeah, one of the great things about the restaurant is it's not broken. It's in great shape, and we have a lot of great pieces in place, and it's just building that and moving forward. Doing we started doing wine and cheese tastings once a month in one of our dining rooms. We started doing more wine dinners. We always do a special event a month, whether it's whiskey or a pig roast, clam bake, special dinners every month. And then we started something that we used to do years ago, which is personalized cooking classes. So we keep it to about 40 people, and it's once a month. And we do 3 courses, but you get about a 40-minute cooking demo interaction with that, answering questions with myself or one of my chefs in the restaurant. This past month was pierogies, and every Pittsburgher loves pierogies, and it was such a quick sellout. We're doing another one in April.
Okay.
But this month is cooking with whiskey. So we're doing that and several other events for cooking.
Now, of course, we're in the Lenten season, and in the Pittsburgh area, there's a lot of people who are looking for fish and different varieties of fish, and not just your average dunk it in a boiling oil and get your deep fried fish. What kind of fish plates do you have?
Yeah, everybody loves a good fish sandwich, but we take a lot of pride in our dishes that have fish. We have amazing East Coast and West Coast oysters. We do right now we're doing local Hyeholde trout. We do Chilean sea bass. We do whole roasted fish from time to time. We've done everything from grilled octopus to ceviche. So we're always having great fish options, especially for this time of year. It's really a focus that we try to bring in great quality fish every day.
The Hyeholde, you're just not going to get somebody putting a piece of meat on a plate and popping it in the microwave and serving it at your table in 3 minutes, right?
No, yeah, that's something that we don't have a microwave, which is great. We things are going to take a little bit of time, but we do cook things properly for you.
It looks like at the end of the month you have a special going on, an Italian roots wine dinner, and Jason Grilli, former Pittsburgh Pirate pitcher, is going to be there. Does he have a wine?
He does. He has delicious winery. He started Rock and Ball Wines, and he has a winery in Italy, which gone from professional baseball player to now wine in the wine business. But I tasted his wine a few months ago, and it was just knock your socks off good. And we decided that we were going to do a wine dinner with his wine as one of the wines we'll be featuring that night. So he'll be there. He'll sign some autographs prior to the dinner and speak to some tables, and we'll feature his wine as one of the tastings that evening.
Very good. Our guest is Christopher O'Brien, owner and chef at Hyeholde Restaurant in Moon Township. And people need to get in touch, make reservations or anything like that. Should they go to a website or should they call?
Calling our number at the restaurant, and we do have space available for that wine dinner. But we're going to be doing about 60 guests, and we're about halfway full for that.
All right. Christopher, it's been a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Continued success, and we hope to see the Hyeholde for many more years in the Pittsburgh area.
Thank you so much.
Christopher O'Brien, the owner and chef at Hyeholde Restaurant.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
Work, kids, school, parents. Your life is busy. When illness or injury interrupts your busy life, Heritage Valley Convenient Care is here for you. Heritage Valley's 7 convenient care walk-in clinics are open every day with extended hours, easily accessible, and accept all major health insurances. And because convenient care is part of Heritage Valley Health System, your Heritage Valley physician can access information about your visit. To find a convenient care near you, go to heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
And once again, thanks to Christopher O'Brien from the Hyeholde. You can get information at hyeholde.com. That's HYEHOLDE.com, hyeholde.com, and find out about reservations and what they have on the menus. And it's a really unique dining experience. And we thank Christopher for being with us today. Eddie Crow, who I don't know if he knows much about cooking. I know he knows Red Bull and orange soda and stuff like that. And he'll be ready for you coming up after the news at the top of the hour with Teleform on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
You're listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A lot of Democrats in one traditional swing state are not happy with their party's leader, and apparently they're not the only ones.
Many New Hampshire rank-and-file Democrats are upset with President Biden for supporting South Carolina's successful bid to hold the nation's earliest presidential primary. Concerns in New Hampshire run deeper, in line with polls that show Democrats nationwide oppose the 80-year-old's re-election plans. Voters cited Biden's age, his lack of support among progressives, and the messy withdrawal from Afghanistan. Former New Hampshire House Speaker Steve Shirtley